There are days, many of them, when it feels like everything is pressing in on us. We wake up already feeling behind, our hearts racing with anxiety before we even reach the mirror. The weight of responsibilities, worries about family, career confusion, unanswered prayers, financial pressure, health issues. It's as if the world has become too loud, too chaotic. In these moments, even the strongest among us feel the tremble in our spirit. We wonder, is this how it will always be? Is there any way out of this storm? But in that chaos, in that very place where your hope feels threadbare, I want to tell you something radical, something powerful. God is not absent in your struggle. He is closer than your breath. And if you will dare to believe this today, your life will begin to change from the inside out. The first truth you must grasp is this: your will and your day are no longer yours alone. If you would hand them over to Him, truly, honestly, without conditions, He will pour His fullness into you. Not a fraction, not a drip, fullness. His presence, His power, His peace. He doesn't come in small doses. He comes in overwhelming glory. But the door must be opened, not halfway, all the way. Open wide your arms. Clear your mental space. Remove the clutter from your heart. God is ready to overwhelm you with abundance, not just money or things, but peace that surpasses understanding, joy that overrides pain, clarity in confusion, miracles in the middle of impossibilities. But you must yield. You must say, "This is not my day anymore, Lord, it's yours." It's a divine exchange, your chaos for His calm, your fear for His fullness. The second truth is this: God is inviting you to shift your internal reality. You see, most of our battles are not outside, they rage within. He is saying to you, entrust me with your thoughts. Hand over every worry gnawing at your faith. We are exhausted not because we are doing too much, but because we are carrying what we were never meant to carry. God didn't ask you to be strong enough to handle everything. He asked you to be humble enough to surrender everything. That anxiety that grips you before bed, that temptation to believe things will never get better, those dreams that seem to fade in the face of your current reality, He says, place them in my care. He is not passive. He's not watching from a distance, waiting for you to get it all together. He is present, actively inviting you to let go, to trust Him. You don't have to wander through storms of anxiety alone. You don't have to be swept away by waves of despair. There is a whisper, so tender, so personal, that says, "Peace, child, peace." And that whisper is greater than the scream of your fears. And now the third and perhaps most vital truth of all. You are not in this place by accident. Your current struggle is not a detour. It is part of a divine process. Your steps, however faltering, are not random. They are watched over, guided, guarded. God knows the ache of your past. He knows the hidden pain that still pulses within you, the betrayals, the heartbreaks, the dreams that died quietly without a funeral. But listen to His words. If you will accept me into those hurting chambers, I will lift you from anguish. He wants to enter the deepest places of your heart, the places you've locked away, even from yourself. And when He enters, He doesn't come to condemn. He comes to cover, to restore, to overshadow you with His presence. He is not interested in punishing you. This is not about earning His favor. This is about you finally believing that His love is not limited by your wounds. And maybe right now, your heart is heavy. Maybe your body feels worn, your spirit tired. But if you can muster even a few steps of faith, just a few steps, something begins to change. That moment when you say, "Lord, I trust you," even if your voice shakes, restoration begins. Not outwardly, not immediately, but inside, in your thoughts, in your emotions. New strength rises. A subtle but steady power begins to flow through your being. And if you keep walking, even slowly, even limping, you will find wholeness blooming where there once was only hurt. That is the promise. So I challenge you today, not with religious obligation, but with divine invitation. Give your day to Him, not just your plans, but your inner world. Let Him pour His presence into your chaos. Entrust Him with every fear, every frustration, every hope you've been too scared to admit. And above all, invite Him into the rooms of your heart you thought were too broken for anyone to enter. You do not walk alone. Your Father sees you. He loves you. And He is whispering now over your pain, your doubt, your dreams. Peace, child. Peace. The journey of healing doesn't begin in perfection. It begins in surrender. Your transformation won't be televised, but it will be witnessed. In your peace, your joy, your unshakable hope. The world may not understand it, but you will know it was Him, and that will be enough. There comes a moment in every life when we feel like we've done all we can. We've prayed, we've waited, we've hoped, yet the breakthrough we long for still hasn't come. In those moments, it's easy to feel forgotten, even by God. But let me tell you today, that moment, that very silence, is not abandonment. It's preparation. This is the fourth truth we need to hold on to. Divine timing aligned with God's will bring the right answers. You see, unanswered prayers aren't ignored prayers. They are often delayed because the answer isn't just about meeting your need. It's about aligning heaven's schedule with the deepest transformation of your soul. Sometimes God withholds what you ask for so that He can give you something far greater, something you never thought to pray for. That's where trust becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a decision to say, even when I don't see, I will still believe. You must understand, God is not trying to frustrate you. He's orchestrating your victory with precision. And in the waiting, He is building your faith into something unshakable. You may not understand the why now, but the day is coming when you'll look back and say, I'm so glad He made me wait. Because His timing is not just better, it's perfect. So don't measure God's love by how fast He answers your prayer. Measure it by the cross, the ultimate evidence that He will go to any length to rescue you. In the silence, God is not punishing you. He is planting a harvest that will erupt in its season, and that season will not delay. And now we come to the fifth truth. You are chosen, set apart, and deeply treasured. Listen to me. The world may overlook you. People may underestimate you. Even your closest friends or family might fail to see your value. But heaven knows your name. God doesn't see you as ordinary. He sees you as His beloved, marked with purpose, handcrafted by love. You were not created to simply survive the chaos of life. You were created to bring light into it. When God looks at you, He doesn't see your flaws or failures first. He sees your potential, your calling, your destiny, and He is fiercely committed to finishing the good work He started in you. Now let's move into the sixth truth, one that will completely shift the way you view your spiritual battles. This is a spiritual battle, and it is not won by human force, but by God's Spirit. We live in a world that glorifies hustle, effort, and fighting with our own strength. But some battles aren't won with fists. They're won on your knees. Some victories don't come from planning harder or doing more. They come when you surrender, when you invite God into the fight. You're not just fighting circumstances. You're fighting principalities that want to crush your spirit. And if you try to fight that with human weapons, you will burn out. But here's the promise. You are not alone in the fight. God has already declared your victory, not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit. You see, when you worship instead of worry, you confuse the enemy. When you choose prayer over panic, you release divine authority. Your battle is not about proving your strength. It's about proving your trust. So take up the spiritual weapons: prayer, faith, worship, the Word. These are not religious rituals. They are divine tools. God isn't asking you to win the battle alone. He's asking you to invite Him into it, to let His Spirit do what your striving never could. And when you do, you'll see Him silence every storm that was screaming defeat in your ears. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and perhaps most empowering truth. You are positioned for purpose, and obedience is the doorway to your calling. Too often, we wait for everything to be perfect before we act. We wait for clarity, confirmation, applause. But God is saying, you're not waiting on me. I'm waiting on your yes. You don't need all the answers. You just need obedience. The moment you take that first step in faith, even trembling, doors begin to open. God isn't asking you to be fearless. He's asking you to be faithful. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, sets off a chain reaction in the heavens. You see, obedience is what unlocks the blessings already prepared for you. It's not about earning God's favor. It's about walking in alignment with the favor already resting on you. Many of you are carrying dreams, ideas, visions that came from God, but fear has kept you from moving. Hear this clearly. The season for hesitation is over. You were created for such a time as this. God has assigned you a place, a role, a mission. And when you walk in it, not only are you blessed, but the people around you are lifted too. Your obedience becomes a vessel for transformation, a lighthouse for those drowning in despair. So go forward, not with fear, but with the boldness of someone who knows that heaven stands behind them.